Welcome. Today we're uncovering the truth about two of the most reviled female leaders in history. In a world dominated by male rulers, the stories of China's most powerful women have frequently been overshadowed by criticism, often to the point of demonization. One ruler is Wu Zetian, China's only female emperor from the Tang dynasty. And the other is Empress Dowager Cixi, a contemporary of Queen Victoria. Were these women truly as ruthless and bloodthirsty as history usually paints them? Or were their legacies distorted by the misogynists of their times? Join us now as we explore their achievements and the impact they had on Chinese history. Wu Zetian, 624 to 705 AD, Tang Dynasty. Let's begin with Wu Zetian, the only woman to ever rule China as emperor in her own name. She was born in 624 AD, at a time when the Tang dynasty had recently reunited China. She started her journey to power as a junior concubine at age 14 in the palace of Emperor Taizong, but after his death she became the consort of his son Gaozong. This was highly shocking at the time, but Wu was no ordinary concubine. With her intelligence and an iron will, she rose through the ranks, and she eliminated her female rivals. It is said she killed her own newborn female child and then framed the current empress for the murder. As a result, Wu became empress herself, becoming the most powerful woman in China. Wu then took the ultimate step after the emperor and his sons had died. She made herself emperor, ruling until her death in 705 AD. She is the only woman in China's history to rule in her own name. Wu Zetian expanded China's borders, conquering new lands in Korea and Central Asia. She improved the lives of peasants by lowering taxes, building public works and more. Yet history often remembers her most as a ruthless murderer. Wu's reign was marked by stability and prosperity. Certainly it seems true that she left behind a trail of bodies back at the palace to get to the top. But that is also true of too many male rulers. Yet the men who wrote the history books portrayed her as a ghastly anomaly. The narrative changes if we look beyond her reputation at what she achieved. Modern historians argue that her strong leadership and effective governance should be recognized. Her consolidation of power and administrative reforms set the stage for a flourishing Tang dynasty. This made China one of the world's most powerful nations. Empress Dowager Cixi, 1835 to 1908, Qing dynasty. Finally, let's move to more recent times and delve into the life of Empress Dowager Cixi. She is one of the most controversial figures in Chinese history. Born in 1835, she was a Manchu of the Yehanara clan. Cixi started as a low-ranking concubine of Emperor Xianfeng. Her status improved when she gave birth to Xianfeng's only surviving son, the Tongji Emperor. Cixi became interested in politics and concerned about events in China when she assisted the emperor in reading reports from all parts of the nation. When Emperor Xianfeng died in 1861, there was a power struggle. Cixi proved to be a keen strategist and carried out a coup against other imperial regents. At age 26, Cixi became an empress dowager and regent for her young son, the Tongji Emperor. From that day onwards, she was the de facto ruler of China for a full 47 years until her death. Her influence and power continued after her son's death at age 18. Holding on to power, she next ruled as regent for her nephew, the Guangxu Emperor. As a woman, Cixi received a limited education, but throughout her life she tried to improve her skills and knowledge. For example, she became a talented painter. She was always hindered by Confucian propriety, which kept her behind palace walls for most of her life. She had to sit behind a screen or be veiled when giving an audience to males who were not family. Cixi supported fiscal and institutional reforms, promoted modernization, and backed the self-strengthening movement. Yet she is often blamed for the downfall of the Qing dynasty. Some claim that the dynasty was doomed for no other reason except that a woman held power. Cixi's reign was marked by internal chaos and external threats. China faced significant challenges from Western powers and Japan, leading to conflicts like the Opium Wars. Cixi's biggest mistake was her support for the Boxer Rebellion in 1900, an anti-foreign and anti-Christian uprising. The Boxers were ultimately crushed by an international coalition. Cixi's support for this uprising tarnished her reputation. She fled from Beijing for 2 years as foreign troops occupied the city, enabling her to travel within China outside the palace walls. On her return, she acknowledged her mistakes. She embraced change and welcomed friendly relations with foreign countries. Many modern scholars view Cixi as a pragmatic leader who navigated a tumultuous period with both skill and foresight. Her efforts to modernize China were significant, despite the overwhelming challenges she faced. Yet her reign was not without controversy. In 1908, one day before Cixi's death, the Guangxu Emperor died under mysterious circumstances. There are persistent rumors that Cixi ordered his untimely death. Cixi's involvement remains unproven, however. Despite controversies, Cixi's legacy includes significant reforms, such as banning foot binding, abolishing the traditional imperial examination system, and establishing modern schools and colleges, including schools for women. Her support for modernization efforts marked the beginning of China's transition towards a modern state. In evaluating Cixi, we have the advantage of first-hand accounts from Westerners who met her after 1900. The accounts are favorable, painting a picture of a personable and gracious woman. Cixi was responsible for some deaths or executions, yet in most cases, this was when she felt her own life threatened. She was successful because she was persuasive. She preferred to use her feminine people skills rather than violence. She built alliances. The Empresses Wu Zetian and Cixi were some of the very few Chinese women who gained power in a man's world. They were complex people who ruled with strength and vision. Whatever their faults, they faced disproportionate criticism due to their gender. The stories of these powerful women remind us to question the biases in history and recognize the true impact of female leadership. If you enjoyed learning about these powerful women, join us again for more captivating stories. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Also, remember to ring the bell to be informed about new videos.